Welcome to your bar class, everyone. My name is Elena. We are going to get through 45 minutes of some glute focused, hip focused seat work today. A little bit of upper body and core thrown in there as well. We are going to start with just warming up those feet. If you have some comfy socks, I suggest next week you wear some fluffy, comfy socks. I swear it makes your workout better. We're just going to bend and straighten, pressing those feet into the floor, warming up our toes, really spreading those toes out and pressing them down. Good, we're gonna take that right foot, stick it out in front, stretch those toes back towards you, take a nice little calf stretch, lift the foot, roll it, couple circles. Other direction. Same thing, other side, bring it out, stretch that calf, pull those toes back towards you, lift, roll it around. This is also a good test of balance. If you're struggling to balance, you can absolutely just hold on to something for a little bit more stability. Good. Back to our pedals, press that foot in. Good, all right, take it out to a nice wide second position, bring those arms out. Reach them up, grab those hands together at the top, and we are just going to lift from the rib cage up and over. So really only from here is moving. Think of someone cutting you off right in the middle, lifting up and over that rib cage. Good, arms back. Go ahead and bend it down as those arms come back up. One more. Good, we're gonna reach those arms up and over. Reach it down. Other side, bring it down, reach it over. This time leaning all the way from our hips. Good, all right, we're gonna take those hips around town. Take them all the way. You can look those feet a little bit closer together. Sit those hips back, side, front, side. Repeat. Good, we're gonna bring those hands up and we're gonna do some good mornings. Just sit that butt back. Think of hinging right at the hips. Leading with that tailbone. If someone tied a string to your tailbone and they were pulling you back. One more. All right, we're gonna take those legs in front. We're gonna lift. Lift them up as high as you can get them. A little bit of bend is fine. You can flex those feet. You can point the feet, whatever you're feeling like today. Nice. All right, we're gonna bend those knees, bring it into a march. And then we're gonna lift that knee up, out to the side, up and in. So lift up, out, down, out, in, down. One more. Switch sides, up in front. Staying up nice and tall, keeping that core engaged. Last one. Good, all right. You can jog it out if you want. If you want to get that heart rate going even more, take a nice little jog. We have about 15 seconds left of our warm-up. Get that body nice and warm. And then we are going to start with our calves. 3, 2, and 1. All right, calf raises are first. I'm gonna grab my little chair. I didn't feel like putting my bar together today. So if you have your chair or wall, or do it in the middle of the floor, test your balance. You're gonna come into that parallel position, feet together. Think of going all the way through, body check. Squeeze quads, squeeze the glutes. Core, shoulders down. Roll it up onto the toes. 2, Good. So we're gonna go time-based today. I'm gonna make that work period a little bit longer. We might really feel that burn today. Make sure to keep that tailbone tucked down. You got 5 seconds. 2 and 1. Come up and hold that position. Try to stay and balance on those toes. Good, bring it down, bend those knees. Think of pressing those heels into the floor when your knees bend. Nice stretch behind those calves. From here, first position, heels together, toes apart. You're gonna repeat. Roll the shoulders back and down, up and down, up. The good thing about time-based is that you can take these a lot slower, or you can double time them a little quicker. Same thing, make sure those glutes are still squeezed all the way up through the quads. Feel like your calves are starting to burn. You're doing good, you got 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1, up and hold. Nice deep breath, bring it down. Bend those knees, press the heels into the floor. All right, wide second position. This is where also helpful to hold something. These are what I call the most brutal ones. Here we go, we're gonna roll it up and down. When you're coming down, try to roll through that foot. Don't just let the heels flop down. Down and up. Form check. Are your glutes squeezed? If you feel your cheeks, does it feel like apples or applesauce? We are almost there. 3, 2, 1, go up and hold. Take your balance, hold it up at the top. Keep squeezing all the way up. For 3, 2, 1, bring it down. Nice deep calf stretch here. Good, same thing, other side. And then we're gonna go into our demi-plies on point. So we're gonna go back up onto our toes, starting in our parallel position. You're gonna roll it up right about here. Make sure your weight is distributed evenly throughout your toes. Bend those knees just a little bit. Retuck those hips underneath. So if you're here, don't let your booty stick out. Bring it underneath. From here, pulsing. Little teeny pulses up and down. Really gonna work those quads. 3, 2, 1, and drop those heels down and straight and shake it out. We're gonna repeat in our first position. Heels together, toes apart, roll it up. What you can do is you can slide those heels in so that they're touching. Here's where your back is gonna wanna pop out, so bend those knees and then add that tuck in there. Think of displacing it and then tucking it back under. Squeeze, pulse it down. Core is nice and tight, shoulders are down and back. And you can do 2 hands on a chair, you can do hands anywhere. We're almost there. Quads are feeling it. And break. Drop those heels, stand it up, shake it out. We have our second position, so nice and wide. This is where you can get as low as you comfortably can go, or you can stay up a little bit higher. So you can be right about here and pulse in this position up here. Or if you are more flexible and you would like to get down quite low, pick your poison. Bring it up onto those toes. Make sure they're facing the diagonals. Tuck those hips under. bring it down, and pulse. Little bit of support from that chair. And if that's a little too much, just drop the heels down and keep pulsing. After we do this, we're almost done. A little intense on those feet and calves. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna drop the heels. We're still bent. Make it a little bit wider. Tuck those hips under. Right heel, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. One more. We're gonna do 4 on each leg. Lift, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna bring it down nice and slow. I want you to bring it down as low as you can go. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Shake it out. Whew. Shake out those legs. Good job. All right. We're gonna go into some leg lifts. We're gonna continue to work that quad a bit. You're gonna feel it a lot in those hip flexors. So, standing on our left leg. Again, I have my little chair here. We're just gonna point that leg out to the front, wherever is your front today. You're gonna squeeze throughout that leg, lift and lower. All about control, not about height. The lift, the lower. Lift, lower. Squeezing in that quad. Good, we're almost there. All right, we're gonna lift it halfway, just right off the ground, about 6 inches. Hold it. From here, bend that leg in, extend it out, extend. Last one, keep holding it out in front. We're gonna turn that knee to the side, to the ceiling. Side, ceiling, side, ceiling. One more, and drop it. Shake them out. You can take a nice little stretch with that quad before we do the left side. Left side out in front. Big breath in. Squeeze all the way through, all the way to your toes, and lift the lower. Good, almost there. All right, we're gonna lift it low off the ground, bend it in, extend, squeezing the calf. And then we're gonna add in those rotations. Think side, up, side, ceiling, side. One more. Work on that hip rotation, shake it out. Same thing, take a nice little quad stretch here. Done. All right, shake it out. We're gonna take it into our wide second position one more time. We're gonna bring it down for a squat, press, and bring it in. So it's a little bit ballet move, but we're gonna come down, think of coming down into that second position, pressing off to bring it in. Step it out, down, and in. So it's just like if you're stepping side to side here, but we're just taking a little bit more consciously. Down, nice and low, press, bring it in. Bring it out, down, and in. We'll do this 2 more times. Bring it down, and in. Take it out. Or dance it out, whatever you want. All right, so this time we're gonna face either our chair, our desk, wherever you are right now. And we're gonna do back leg lifts. So here, we're gonna add in some lunges after this, but for your back leg lifts, what you wanna focus on is when that leg comes back, you don't want that back to arch super a lot. What you want to do is lift where it ends. Wherever it stops, wherever your cheek stops you, is where you squeeze. And it comes right back down. So it's not a big movement. Sometimes what I like to do is just place my hand right on my low back, just so that I know where my stopping point is. So we're just lifting and lowering. Lift, lower, lift. As that standing leg, funny how much work our non-working leg does. Good, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna hold it out there, bend it in, extend, bend, extend, 2 more, and break. Same thing we're gonna do on the other side, shake it out. Get that left leg, point it back behind us. You can have a nice soft bend in the standing knee too. It will help just a little bit. From here, point that leg behind. Nice and tall, big inhale, squeeze and lift. And if you want, if you're feeling this a little bit too much in that low back, just lean it forward. And that's gonna also help get that leg up a little bit higher. As long as you're staying with a neutral spine, you can lean all the way forward, or you can stay straight up. The goal is that squeeze right at the top. And bend it in, extend for 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll do the next one. Shake it out. All right, we're gonna be great on time. We're gonna do our lunges, reverse lunges. Start with the right leg going back. So if you have your chair or a wall, what you're gonna do is you're gonna step that leg back, down into your lunge. You're gonna bring that foot right back in. If you wanna take it up a notch, feel free to extend it out in front, or don't place that foot there. So you're more leaning on balance here. The leg comes up and back down. If you need a little bit more balance aspect, just pop that leg down and put your balance. Here we go. The right leg is gonna go back first. Don't forget, if you have a chair or a wall, don't feel like you can't use it. Lift in the front. Bring it down and back. Good, when that leg is back, driving through this foot, press to stand. Making sure those knees are staying behind the toes. Good. Last one, and break. Get ready to switch. It's toasty in here today. All right. The right leg in front. Put it together. I like to do hand on hip just to keep my pelvis tucked under. Here we go. Step it back. Drop that back knee down. And lift. Then we're going to go to the floor, do some more glute work. Okay, you got 10 seconds. Last one. And break. Take a nice little stretch. You can take it down to a forward fold. Stretch those hamstrings. All right, move these out of the way. This is where if you have a band or anything like that that you would like to use to make these a little bit harder, But because we are working for about 45 seconds per round, 40 seconds, they're going to be a little bit more intense than normal. So you might not want the camp, but it's an option. We're going to start with clamshells. The clamshells are so great. Look at it, I blend in with my mat. All right, so we're going to stack those ankles together, stack the knees. Think of ankles in line with tailbone. From there, top knee lifts, lowers. Lifts to lower, same thing. Always focusing on that nice light squeeze throughout the glutes up into that inner core. But you still want to be breathing through the belly and keeping that rib cage pressed down. Good. From here, we are going to extend that leg up and lift the foot all the way in the air. Lift and lower. Good. And when it starts to get a little bit too difficult, you just lessen that range of motion and just make it smaller. You got 8 seconds left. Ooh, I'm feeling it. One more. Breathe. Take a second, because we are almost there before we switch to our left side. We're going to extend that leg out straight. If you want, you can also bring it down to here on the elbow. That's a little bit more comfortable. It's really not much of a difference. One's working a little bit more of that core aspect, but really comfortability level is key here because I know those hips are getting tired. So extend that leg out straight, lift and lower. So that knee is still facing towards me, so it's not facing the ceiling. And while height is cool and it looks like we're all in like that fun 80s class, really not about the height. So really anything within this range right about here is going to work the glutes just as much as if you were to bring it all the way up there. Bringing the leg as high as you can is going to help with mobility and make it a little harder, but they're still going to work the same. We're almost there, I swear. Last one. And breathe. All right. Switch it around to the other side. Stack those knees, stack the ankles. Nice strong in this core for this part. We're going to top knee, lift and lower. And don't forget to breathe. Three, two, one, and breathe. We're going to take that whole leg and we're going to do our leg lifts. Here we go. And squeeze and lift. So it's just like our leg lifts, but with a bent knee. I am shaking on this leg every time it lifts. My whole body shakes. Sometimes that's just lets you know you're doing a good job. Squeeze and lift. Got 15 seconds. Staying up nice and tall in that shoulder before we drop it down. And one more. Good. Lay it down. Hand on the head. Straight leg. Bend that bottom knee, extend that leg out straight. I like to have it on a little bit of a diagonal, so not completely straight down, but just like 5 o'clock. Maybe that's 7 o'clock. I guess it depends what clock you're looking at. Anyways, we're gonna lift. And lower, straighten, think of squeezing all the way through to your toes. And you can also play with flexing the foot and pointing the foot. See if you feel a difference. I definitely do. They're both hard. Legs are getting heavier. We got 3, 2, and 1. Bend it in. Take a second to breathe. We're gonna roll it over onto our back and we're gonna do some glute bridges. This is where if you have a band, feel free to add that band around the thighs. Just for a little bit of some adduction while we're in our bridge position. All right. We have 3 sets of bridges today. We're gonna try just the basic one first. So feet down, pull that core in. Try not to let your rib cage flare out and up. Try to think of pressing it down, squeezing, and then lift. All right, make sure my timer's good. There we go. So we're gonna go up, we're gonna hold this for about 10 seconds. I want you to focus on feeling that pressing through the heels, all the way through the hamstrings, through to your glutes, aka your cheeks, all the way into your core. And breathe through it and then bring it down and relax. And then same thing, pull that rib cage down, roll those hips back, squeeze and lift. Good. If you have your band or anything, you're going to take those knees, you're going to adduct them apart. So you're just open, close. So it's a small movement, just little pulses with those knees. Three, 2, 1, and bring it down. Good. All right. From here, we're going to do some marching. So you have 2 options with your marches. You can lift the entire leg off the ground, or you can just lift the heels and do a modified version of this march. So we're going to bring it all up into our glute bridge. Bring it up, lock and load that position so those hips are staying up. From here, you're either going to lift one leg at a time. This is a more advanced bridge position. It is hard to keep those hips up there when you're lifting. So remember, just lift those heels as a modify. Get it slow. 3, 2, and 1. And then bring it down. From here, we're going to do our butterfly bridges. So if you have a band, you can take it off. That is where our feet and heels come together. We're going to press through those heels on the ground, back up into our bridge. We're going to take a second, let our legs stretch in this little butterfly position. If this feels nice, go ahead and take another 10 seconds to just deep breathe. Feel the stretch throughout those hip flexors and those inner thighs. I know I need it today. All right, from there, bring the knees up just a little bit. So they don't have to be all the way wide. If that's a little bit too much stretch here, just bring them in a little bit. Same thing, press through the heels, squeeze and lift. Press those hips up to the ceiling. Bring it down and up. So these ones are going to come down and up. Really squeezing at the top. Good. Last 10 seconds, we're going to hold it. Bring it up, hold. Breathe for 3, 2, 1, and break. Bring those knees into the chest. gonna rock it side to side. Give yourself a minute. And then we're gonna go into some core work. Reach for those toes. Nice little hamstring stretch. Good job. All right, if you need a sip of water, grab a sip of water. You're gonna start on the floor. You're gonna bring it down on one little side on our right. So we're gonna come up into our side plank. This is your modified version. You can do it right here. Lift those hips up off the ground and hold here. You're holding, staying strong throughout that elbow and that shoulder. You can also take it up a notch, straighten out those legs, bring it up, side plank. Bring the arm up. 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it down. Other side. We're doing side planks first because these are my least favorite thing to do. They are so good for you. So stack those hips. You got 3 seconds left to breathe. Inhale, squeeze and lift those hips up. Remembering to breathe. I know it's hard to breathe in some core positions. 20 seconds left. Don't let it discourage you. Keep going. 10 seconds. I'm going to try. Bring it up for that last 10. And break. All right. You're doing good. Lay it down flat on the back. We're going to bring both legs up into the air. From here, you can put your hands behind the head. I want you to lift the shoulder blades up off the ground. So just like a crunch and lower. Lift and lower. Keep those elbows nice and wide out to the sides. You can also cross hands over the chest. You want to wake up those core muscles. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, we're gonna add on. So similar move. This time legs are gonna come up. They're going, one leg comes down. It comes in across elbow to knee. It comes back out, and then it comes up. Here we go. Other side, lift lower, in, out, and up. Notice how I'm taking it nice and slow. I mean, we could fly through our core exercises, but sometimes slower is better. It's a little harder. In and out. Modify, tap the toe down, bring the knee in, back out and up. You just keep those knees bent. So modified is here. You got one more. And break. Ooh. All right. We're doing good. Stack those knees above hips. So if you need to, extend your arms out, press those knees away, shins parallel to ceiling. And don't let those knees inch in towards you, otherwise you push them away. From here, what I want you to do is reach, touch your calves, bring it back down. Reach. If you have long arms, you can touch your feet. Reach as far as you can. And I want you to hold it for about a half a second. Hold 1, maybe a second. Hold 2. So it's slow. Eyes can stay up at the ceiling. You got 10 seconds. One more. Good, bring those feet down, take a second. We're just gonna move through about 5 to 6, maybe 7 different exercises for our cores here. We have our dead bugs next. So our arms are gonna come straight up from our shoulders. Right knee comes up, left knee comes up. We're gonna pretend we're bugs stuck upside down. Go ahead and extend opposite arm's leg and in. Extend. Remember, to modify anything with a straight leg, you're just gonna keep the knees bent. So modify here is just that bent knee. And that's if you notice that that low back starts to pop up. If you're struggling to keep that low back on the ground, then bent knees might work best. One more. And break. Nice job. Arms out to the side. We're going to do a couple windshield wipers. So that's stacking the knees, bring them over to the left or right, whichever side you start with. And over to the right. Back to the left. Up and over to the right. Good. All right. We're almost there. Go ahead and rock it up to a seated position. All right. We're going to lean back and we're going to bring our feet into our V-sit position. So first things first, I like to start sitting up nice and tall. Lean it back until you feel that core work. Here's level 1. Holding right here. Adding a little bit of that pulse, leaning it back. Level 2, legs up. Try both. Try one leg. Teeny tiny. Little movement, back, 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 back. Three, 2, 1, rest. Ooh, we're almost there. All right. Last one, on the elbows. So sitting up nice and tall. Try not to have those shoulders up by your ears. Press it down and out. Bring those legs up. Extend as straight as you can get them. All right, from here, lower and up, lower and up, both legs. So this is where it gets very hard. So for the both legs, what you can do is bend, tap. Modified is here. Okay? So choose whatever level is going to work for you. Straight leg, double. You got time for one more. And break. Roll it over onto your hands and knees. And we're going to start with our push-ups. So we have 40 seconds of push-ups. So it's as many as you can in 40 seconds, whether that is 1 or 100. It's up to you. Take it slow and control. Walk those hands. So I like to start in our all fours, walk the hands out, let those hips come down and forward. Here we go, down and up. I have not done push-ups in a long time. Think of drawing a line between your thumbs. Place your chest over that line. Five seconds. We're gonna grab our little weights. Rock it back. Take a nice child's pose, stretch, and then stand it up with our weights. All right. Finishing with our shoulders. Maybe we'll throw a little bit of legs in there too, why not? All right. So from here, we're just gonna bring it into our first position. I want you to bend those knees just a little bit. Tuck those hips forward. I have my little 2-pounders here. We're just gonna bring them out and up. So a little bend in those elbows. Then we're gonna bring them forward. All right, we're adding on. We're gonna bring them forward. We're gonna flip those hands over and lower. Lift, up, down. Good, flip, up, down, and lower. Whether you have weights or not, you're gonna pretend like you do if you don't have them. One more. Good. All right, take it into a wide second. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start with just squat and up. This is how the best way to do it, so that like patting your head and rubbing your belly. From here, curl, curl. Good, this time we're gonna pull those hands in towards each other for hammer curls. Down, up, up, down, down, squat, up. Okay, we're gonna go a little quicker. Down and up. Press, down. Last one. Just press those hands up, just the hands. Take it wide. Nice right angles. So we don't want this. You don't want those weights to come in. Think nice and wide. Last ones, we're gonna pulse in this position. Bring it down, pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them in, out. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. We have 1 minute. I'm gonna challenge you guys with some circles. Bring those arms out. Circle them to the back. All right, for this last like 40 seconds, 30 seconds, do not drop those arms. Actually, I should probably speak for myself. It's getting rough. Go ahead and switch that direction to the front. Nice big breath in right before you feel like you're gonna drop them. Keep going. You got 3, 2, 1. Palms up, palms down, up, down, up, down for 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Drop those weights. Roll it up. Take a nice big head circle all the way around. Interlock those fingers together. Pull them back. Take it forward. Roll it up. Take it out. Don't forget to stretch out. Take some time to stretch out anything else that we did not have time for today. Drink your water and have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me.